I have been sick. One of those sicks where your body has decided, no, we're not doing anything. And because of where I grew up, because of how I grew up, it is very easy for me to think that resting equals being unproductive, that taking time for yourself means you're being lazy. And it's a struggle. So in an attempt to prevent myself from getting into a funk because I was resting, not being lazy, I would like to show you all some stuff I have been working on outside of regular video content. I hope you don't mind the state of my voice or the little side quest this week, if you will, but this is just as much for me as it is for you. So let's get started. My name is Taryn. This is Conjured Craft. I've shown this on the channel, but I haven't talked about it. I have been keeping a sketchbook this year, but not just to draw ideas as they come. I have been trying to draw something pretty much every day. I didn't make a big announcement about it because I knew as soon as I did, that sets up a parameter for failure. So I decided to just quietly do it and wait to see if I actually committed to it before telling anyone about it. Yeah, not trying to be good because that's not the point of it, but it does come in handy. So when I get a random idea for a creature, you know, of course, obviously I can start sketching those down when I need to. More recently, when I went to Madrid and I got a chance to visit the Prado, they weren't allowing people to take photos, which, think what you like, is dumb because everybody's art that's in there is dead and it's all in public domain. But that was okay because it challenged me to start just like randomly doodling the stuff that I saw inside instead. And took a couple of notes as well of stuff to look up again later for reference. And probably most excitingly is that that journal is pretty much cached at this point. And so we get to start on a new one. So to my own delight, that's been going pretty well. It is a cruel irony that the one day I feel okay enough to do something, it decides to rain after we've been in a heat wave for I don't know how fuck. Anyway, one of the things that I've been working on that I'm most excited about is a little while ago, my friends and I did a generator jam. We wanted to basically make a bunch of RPG supplements that were random item generators or random spell effect generators. And at the time, I created Dr. Carter's Catalogue of Chaotic Commodities because alliteration. Now, if you never saw the original or if you didn't download it, the idea was basically you have two D100 tables, 100 items and 100 spell effects. And not just D&D spells. These are fun, silly spell effects that I and my partner and my friends worked on. And what this means is that you have 10,000 possible magic item combinations if you just wanted to make a magic item on the fly for your players. Now, the original document was 20 pages long. I made 6 pre-generated magic items for it. And it was okay. Like I only had about a month or so to put the whole thing together and I was pretty happy with the result. The new primo version, if you will, it's over 30 pages. It might even be up to 40 pages when I'm done with it. It's gonna have somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 pre-generated magic items. I've basically taken all the content from the original one and made a more interesting story, a more interesting book. It's full of art from the public domain review. So everything that's inside of this is basically out of copyright. It's all out of date. It's all in public domain, which means once I have the final version out, people are going to be allowed to basically do whatever they want with it. It'll be available through my itch account and my Patreon. And I've actually got a few pages up now on Patreon for my patrons to review. Anybody at any tier can join and jump into our Discord server and just give me feedback there. Just on formatting, on style, if it all sort of seems easy enough to follow and put together. I think The most exciting part about going back and revisiting this is that I saw that Wizards of the Coast is actually putting out a Book of Many Things later this year, which I am quite certain won't have 10,000 things in it. I'm not saying that mine is going to be better than whatever they publish. I am not a multi-million-dollar company with my own set of Pinkertons. And the timing could not be more perfect because the entire idea of Dr. Carter, he is a fraud, he is a charlatan. I picture him like an 1800s patent medicine doctor, right? Someone who's just selling you snake oil. And the idea that Dr. Carter is like a forsaken, ashamed wizard, a former wizard of the coast, and he's like trying to convince people like, no, I made this catalog first. This is the real Book of Many Things. Don't listen to those people don't listen to the wizards of the coast. It writes itself, you know, and I am just so excited to get this out there for you all to enjoy. I've been going on some adventures recently and visiting some different countries and traveling with my partner, which has been amazing. And one of the things I've been doing on those adventures is getting more and more into digital sculpture. I've been teaching myself how to use Nomad Sculpt with the intention of maybe one day producing some miniatures that people could 3D print, or that I could print myself and maybe get a company to cast out of resin. It's been fun in the I want to pull my hair out half the time kind of way that things are fun. I know how to sculpt. I love how to sculpt, and now I'm figuring out how to do it through a very specific set of parameters. I've been posting some of the simple sketches that I've been doing over on my Instagram, and I've also been working on a few of the creatures that you may recognize from the channel. Things like the Viscid, for example, and some other creepy crawlies that I actually scanned before I left New Zealand to the UK. I'm still figuring out a lot about how to make things print ready. If anybody knows a little bit more about getting things ready for a printer and wants to recommend any channels, videos, resources, or anything, I would love to hear that from you. I'm really enjoying the sculpting part of things, but where I start to glaze over is the getting it ready for 3D printing side. I'm not anti 3D printer or anything. I think it's a very useful tool, but it's not my wheelhouse. And so I don't have the money or the time to take on this whole other hobby, this whole other set of skills right now, which is why it's kind of on the back burner. But I am working on some 3D sculpts, and I do hope to have more to share in the future. One of my favorite questions that I get all the time is, did I pay to have anything shipped over from New Zealand to the UK? And resoundingly, the answer is no. It would have been really expensive to try and ship my whole life over here, especially since my visa is only valid for 2 years, and I mean, I don't know where I'll be after that. Like, honestly, Spain is looking more and more like an option, because I don't know if you've been to Spain, but I just spent 10 days there, and holy sh... Anyway, I do have some mail though. One of them is a bag of sci-fi minis sent to me by a friend of the channel. And honestly, how dare you, because now I have to get into sci-fi. I've got some bits, I've got some stuff that I want to work on. I actually brought some stuff over with me, so I might be doing some more sci-fi related stuff going forward, but you'll have to wait for that. Another thing that I received is I've been contacted by a company that has sent me a fun new tool to try out. Ooh. So small. But yeah, it is a customizer, is an engraver. I'm very excited to give it a try and share some thoughts about it. Now the last thing that I have here is the only thing that I did have shipped from New Zealand to the UK. I say had shipped. This was sent to me as it was a leaving gift from my former employer. God, I'm still so tired. I haven't talked in great detail online about working at What a Workshop. I was never shy about it. If somebody asked me, I posted about it all the time on my Instagram. And honestly, partly just because I wasn't really sure what I could or couldn't share online with our like NDAs and non-competes and the other mountain of paperwork that I signed. But now that I don't work there anymore, I'm a little bit less worried about mentioning stuff like that. Holy shit, it didn't break. We should move back up to the desk for this. Out of all of the amazing collectibles that were produced in my tenure at What a Workshop, this one has always been one of my favorites. It was sculpted by Jamie Beswarick, who was the sculptor of the original Balrog for Lord of the Rings all those many years ago. And even if he didn't necessarily love part of the outcome, I've always loved this piece. So much so that I actually sculpted my own version of the Balrog, my take on Gothmog. And I was getting ready to mold it and cast it, and I was going to reproduce it. But then the pandemic kicked off, and after that I was moving to my new apartment, and just life kind of got in the way. At least now I have this one. And I hope my old job enjoys the free advertising I'm going to give them when I do something with this, as soon as I figure out what that is. It is really strange the way that my brain works, how I can commit myself to like a year-long project and not consider that labor, not consider that work. My old game group and I played A Quiet Year, and we built a world. We built a incredible, rich, just scrumdiddly-umptious, just like oozing with lore swamp world, which we very originally decided to call Morass. And probably due to a number of reasons, we lost steam and didn't continue playing in that world. For me personally, I have not stopped thinking about it pretty much every day since we created it. And so I've continued that work, and I have been working on a bestiary, however you say it, of creatures, monsters, races, all inspired by the work that my friends and I put in already, and also just some of the lore and stuff that we wrote. I've currently got 98 creatures, monsters, races, aberrations that inhabit this world. The compendium, if you will, is somewhere in the ballpark of 50 pages. Most of it not written by me. I always will be very upfront about that. This was a group effort, and it was an amazing group effort. But I have just been slowly adding, editing, and just like kind of refining it into ultimately what's probably going to be a D&D compatible little system. I understand that other role-playing games exist. I know there's lots of things besides Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm trying those games constantly, all the time. And I have yet to be swayed. I have yet to be pulled from the evil clutches of Wizards of the Coast and put into another system that I think is just as quick to pick up, just as much fun to play. And that's just for me personally. I love Dungeons and Dragons. It is my first RPG love, and it will probably continue to be my main love for years to come. Also, a quick honorable mention. I was recently put onto a skirmish RPG called Dead Gods, and it's 4 pages. It's pay what you want. So, I mean, please at the very least, check out the link below and just check it out. Because holy crap, just on the art alone, I was sold. I'm such a sucker for these vibrant colors. But I'm gonna start working on a war cult for Dead Gods and do a more in-depth video about that. And hey, look, I know what I just said about RPGs and D&D and trying other games. This is so pretty, and the rules are easy to pick up, and I'm allowed to have multitudes, okay? I am allowed to contradict myself if I want to, and I will continue to do so. It's Pride Month, let me have it. Some of you will remember a little while ago when I did the Yule Ghouls collab with a couple of my friends. I had a Discord server for that, and I've taken that server and turned it into a sort of more generic, collaborative collab space. My idea was basically like, sometimes I have an idea for a group project because I really like doing group projects. I would much rather make art with friends than do it by myself here in my room. And basically I wanted to have a place where different artists, makers, YouTubers, content creators could pop in and suggest a group project, and then basically just have like a little channel where they can chat and collaborate, and where people can share what they've been working on or ask for support because maybe you have a question about video editing that you can't find anywhere online, or maybe you just want to know what software other people are using. We decided to go with the name Art Goblins, and there is some very lovely art that was provided by Jesse from Little Giant Crafts. Yeah, basically I created a whole little community. I think one of the biggest problems with YouTube and just really content creation in general is that I sometimes let making a finished build video become the measure of success, and I need to make X amount of these build videos in a month, and if I don't, that means I'm failing. And doing this, laying out all the little things that I have in the background out for you all to see has actually been really helpful for me, because when you put it all into context, when you put it all into one list or one video, it's actually a lot of stuff that I've been doing, considering that I have moved across the world and I've been traveling with my partner, and now I've been sick. I'm so tired. Thank you all for tuning in to this little experiment and giving me an opportunity just to share some updates with you all. Like I mentioned in a previous video, I would very much like to achieve a personal goal of having 10,000 subscribers on the channel this year. My plan tentatively is to make a custom creature for someone, and it will not be exclusive to my patrons. It will be open to the entire YouTube community that follows me and supports my work here. Anyway, I am going to go and lay down because I am overdue for medication and a nap. Thank you again for being here. I love you all, and I will see you very soon.